Hello, this is Paul Mackey, and this is day 9 of the Dog Days of Podcasting, one Idjit's Thoughts on Men With Brooms, Episode 3, Quitting Time. So, what's this about? Matt, Gary, and April have a pact going in which they all quit Diet Pop, something I've cut way back on myself, but not cold turkey, mostly cold Coke Zero. Sweet Z. Anyway, they are gradually falling off the wagon in amusing ways. Meanwhile, Bill is slacking on building maintenance at the club to Tanis's chagrin when Pramesh slips and falls on the wet ice, resulting in a viral comedy video, followed by Bill's fear of a lawsuit. Does it curl? Not too much. I mean, there are scenes at the curling club, and scenes on the ice, and even like a very brief failure to sweep on the part of their substitute curler, but not too much. So it's not too much of a curl, but that's clearly Canadian. Has several things in this category this time. First up, back on the Ghostlight podcast, I pointed out that there are stick-like crullers and French crullers, that if you go randomly asking for a cruller, you won't know what you might get. I also poked fun at Don McKellar, or at least his character Darren, for calling it a cruller. But lo and behold, there are people who call it that, and it wasn't just a Darren Nichols affectation. But who can blame me for thinking that? I have no idea how widely the toonie is known among random Americans, so I'll be brief. The Canadian dollar coin was introduced in 1987 with Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side and the common loon on the reverse. It gained the nickname of a loonie. Canada dropped the $1 paper note in 1989, and then in 1996 they stopped using the $2 bill, which was much more common in circulation in Canada, and replaced it with a $2 coin that rapidly became known as a toonie. My favorite line?
Could these chairs be any more uncomfortable?
Yeah, they're like butt knives.
Yeah, I'd like to stab this day with a butt knife.
All right, who is? Rob Sheridan was one of the writers on this episode. He's written on a number of other shows, starting with 77 episodes of The Red Green Show. Along with Paul Mather from last time, he also wrote on Corner Gas before Men With Brooms. He's also written on shows like Mad Love, Two Broke Girls, and Impastor. What worked? There were plenty of amusing bits, but my favorite was Gary committing to his lie about a coffee cup full of tequila being mistaken for asking for Diet Cola, especially because the cup that Tanis poured tequila into was significantly larger than the cola one. So what's the problem with that, eh? Well, not every episode has to be about curling, but aside from the incidental location of the curling club, there really wasn't very much curling about it. I realize that Cheers was set in a bar, and the plot was almost never about drinking, but based on the movie of Men With Brooms, I expect a little more curling. Next time, the next episode is called Favor Math, and yes, there's a U in favor. Happy hunting! You have been listening to the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast, produced by Paul Mackey in association with quadruplez.com. Theme music is Too Good by Jack Mangan and is used by permission from him. If you would like to hear other podcasts by me, you might try the Ghostlight podcast, a completed introcast about the TV series Slings and Arrows, or Idjitcast, an introcast for the TV series Supernatural. Both can be found on fine podcasting listening software everywhere or at quadruplez.com.
Life is tough, but so are we. Let's make our own memories.
So Fox bought a bag of Lay's ketchup chips last month when we were in Winnipeg. I'm hoping those were the lowest form of ketchup chips. Are there any better ones out there?